Hello friends, welcome back to the new lecture in this series. And in the very first lecture, if you have seen it, we have discussed the preparation strategy, reading material and reference books one should refer while preparing for GATE architecture and planning. If you have not seen this lecture, please go and see it. It is available in this channel. If you have already seen it, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the further step, that is what is required, particularly focusing like how to achieve the first step of success. That means how to reach till the cutoff level in GATE architecture and planning 2022. So more or less this lecture has been divided into 5 steps which will lead to the first step of success, or it will just by following these 5 steps you will be able to reach till the cutoff level. Beyond that, if you have to further increase your score, will need multiple revisions of past year question papers, multiple revisions of all the topics mentioned in the GATE syllabus, and your own preparation strategy or your own preparation following the preparation strategy which we have mentioned in the first lecture. So which are these 5 steps? We will just discuss in brief. That the step 1 should be, you should understand the type of questions in the general aptitude section. Once you will enter the exam hall and once the actual exam will start, the very first section you will face will be the general aptitude section. So you must know about what are the type of questions generally asked in the general aptitude section. So that will be the step 1. Step 2 will be you must know about the type of question in the our core subject, that is architecture and planning. What are the types of questions are generally asked in the subject section, which is architecture and planning. The step 3rd will be, one must know or one must understand what will be the structure of GATE architecture and planning GATE exam paper from next year onwards, that is GATE 2022 or the year 2022 onwards. There are few changes GATE authority had done from this year. So one must know about what is the structure, the latest structure of GATE exam for this paper of architecture and planning. Step 4 will be there. You should have a good strategy, you should have good orientation, and there must be a time management, because this exam is of 3 hours and you have 65 questions. So more or less you have hardly 3 to 4 minutes per question. So there must be a strategy, and you should have a time management quality while appearing or while for the actual day of exam for GATE 2022. Last step will be there are few topics or there are few subjects for which the only strategy should be revise, memorize and revise. One can say few data must be by heart to the candidate who is appearing for the GATE architecture and planning. So these are roughly 5 steps which we are going to discuss in brief, and these 5 steps will help you to achieve the first step, that is you will be easily able to reach till the cutoff level in GATE architecture and planning. There is just a small announcement at the very beginning of the lecture, that at the end of this lecture we are going to listen to a very inspirational story which will be helpful for the aspirants of GATE architecture and planning 2022. This story is of Ankit Kothari, who is right now working as manager at Axis Bank Limited, Mumbai. I will not reveal all the things because at the end we are going to listen to him. Just the basic or brief information about him is his BTech in civil engineering, and he has done his MTech in geoinformatics and resources engineering, IIT Bombay. So it is a very interesting story about his achievement. So I would request that don't skip this video. Watch this video. Each and every minute of this video will be important, will be helpful for you while appearing for GATE exam, and as well as his story will be much more interesting for all the aspirants. So this we are going to discuss or he is going to interact with us at the end of this lecture. So let's start our today's lecture on the 5 points which I have mentioned just right now. The first is, let's just understand what is the general or what is the average cutoff level in GATE architecture and planning. So if you consider the data which is right now available with me is from the year GATE 2015 to the last year, that is GATE 2021. So if you consider the average cutoff level from the year 2015 for the general category, it is 45.17, 38.9 for 2016, and onwards it is 35.7, 43, 41, 34.8 and 40.9. Right now we are not looking at the what is the cutoff level for OBC and what is for the SC/ST. We are just focusing for the general category. So on an average, if you think the linear the linear average, or let's say what is the average for this particular 5 to 6 years, the average cutoff level, it is ranging in the range of 35 to 45. So on an average, let's say around 40 marks is required to just reach till the cutoff level. So is it difficult to achieve this 40 marks, or is it difficult to reach till the cutoff level? My answer will be no, if you have a correct orientation, if you have a correct approach for while appearing for this exam, then achieving the cutoff level is very easy. Why it is so? I will explain. This graph we have already discussed in the first lecture, that if you compare the last 4-year question papers and the cutoff, the GATE 2021 general cutoff, general category cutoff was 40.9, whereas 24 questions, if you go and see in this GATE 2021 question paper, we have already solved this GATE question paper in the previous lecture also. So 24 questions, they were of such nature that they were repeated from the earlier year question paper. So these 24 questions were either of 1 mark or 2 mark each. So achieving 40.9, that is the cutoff level or cutoff score in GATE 2021 was an easy task. Similarly, for 2020, 2019 and 2018, this figure shows the cutoff level and what are the number of questions they were related to the earlier year papers. So my opinion is, or my analysis is, reaching up to the cutoff level in GATE Architecture and Planning is very easy task if you have the correct preparation strategy or correct approach towards the exam. But when you look at the figures of number of students appearing for the GATE Architecture and Planning and number of students qualifying the exam, right now the data available with me is for the year 2015, 2016, 17 and directly of year 2021. So if you go and see what is the number of students who have appeared for GATE Architecture and Planning in the year 2015, the number was 4,147. The number was a little bit increased in let's say 2016, 5812, then 5607. But if you consider the number of students who have appeared for GATE 2021 in this particular paper, it was 10,857. So we can roughly say this number has increased by 2.5 times. So what is the reason behind this number of increase in this number of increase in the number of students appearing for the GATE Architecture and Planning? The very first reason is till the year 2016 or 17, I'm not sure about the particular year, but earlier only the final year students or the graduates were allowed to appear in the GATE exam. But right now what GATE is allowing, that third year students, let's say architecture BAsh course is of 5 years, so third year BAsh students he can also appear, and B plan students which is a course of 4 years, so third year B plan student he can also appear in the GATE exam. The second thing is there are few courses, there are few institutes which allows a civil graduate student who have appeared in GATE Architecture and Planning and successfully cracked this GATE exam. They are also allowing the civil graduate students to enroll for that particular course which is available at, in that institute. So these are the basic 3 to 4 reasons behind this increase in number of candidates appearing in the GATE Architecture and Planning. But at the same time, if you look at the figure of the number of students who are successfully qualifying or who are successfully cracking the GATE exam by having their GATE score which is more than the cutoff level, is for this year GATE 2021 was hardly 2,439. So let's say it is only 25% of the total number of candidates who have appeared. I don't have the data related to 2015, 16, 17, and this the year 2018 to 2020 year, because earlier the conducting institute for the GATE exam were not declaring such kind of data. Right now, from GATE 2020, from the year 2020. The organizing institute is displaying the marks of the highest marks the candidate has secured in that particular paper, as well as what is the number of students who have appeared for the GATE exam, and how many students have successfully qualified that GATE exam. So this picture is not not a good picture. And the reason behind that, why there is a deficit of, let's say, 75% here, uh, there are few reasons that many of the students, let's say, though GATE exam is allowing the third year students to appear in the exam, many of the students, they are just appearing the exam just to take the experience, and they are not preparing thoroughly, or not, they don't have a correct approach while appearing for the GATE exam. The next thing is that many of the students just enroll, and they don't go through the entire syllabus. They just depend upon the past year question papers and appear in the exam. So as I said in the previous lecture, that by doing the multiple revisions of previous year papers will help you to crack the GATE exam, depending upon the individual capability. But it may happen that the only revision of past year question paper is not sufficient to score a good rank, or to have a good score in the GATE exam. So which are the steps one should adopt while appearing for GATE exam, and so that it will help the candidate to reach up to the cutoff level? These are the steps we are going to discuss in this lecture. So these are the general graphs we have discussed right now to show what is the current situation, and what is the kind of competition is there in this GATE exam. So the next point is, how can I reach till the cutoff level? We are going to start our first step. Is the step one will be, one must understand what are the type of questions asked in the general aptitude section, because this is the, as I said earlier, this is the first section you are going to face as soon as you will start solving the question paper. GATE question paper includes 10 number of general aptitude question. At the beginning only, you will get to know that there are 5 questions carrying 1 mark each, and the remaining 5 questions, they carry 2 marks each. So in the first lecture for the preparation strategy, as I mentioned, that one must go through the information brochure. Each and everything is available in that. If you have not gone through it, I will just explain here. The general aptitude questions in this GATE exam, or the upcoming exam, will be of 4 types. Which are the 4 types? Which will be verbal aptitude, quantitative aptitude, analytical aptitude, and the spatial aptitude. This is taken from the GATE brochure only. So each and everything, what will be the type of question, what will be the nature of the question, each and everything is given here. So among these, from these types, the 10 questions will be asked. So I received one comment from Gaurang Srivastav, that sir, please suggest me a book so that I can prepare for the general aptitude section. I really appreciated this kind of a preparation strategy by Gaurang, and in that reply I said that there is one book available in the market, which is being followed by many of the students who are preparing for competitive exam, the quantitative aptitude by Dr. R.S. Agarwal. This is a very famous book in the general aptitude section. I think most of the topics which have been mentioned in the brochure in the general aptitude section have been covered in this book. So if you want to prepare for general aptitude section also, you can definitely refer this book. It includes all the topics, and it is thoroughly solved. So this book will be definitely helpful. The next thing is, we have already discussed this in the first lecture, that many of the students, they don't do the practice of general aptitude section, and they just do the revisions of the topics mentioned for the architecture and planning. My advice will be, General aptitude part cannot be solved directly by directly solving at the time of exam. You should have practice. You should by heart the formulae related to the permutation, combination, probability, etc., so that it will be easy for you to solve the question at the actual time of exam. So this is the book which I definitely recommend for students if you want to prepare for general aptitude section also for the GATE exam. So the next step while achieving the cutoff level is understand the type of questions from the architecture and planning section. Which are the questions, which are the type of questions asked in the architecture and planning section. So GATE question paper, as per the information brochure, GATE question paper is designed to check the below mentioned 4 abilities of the candidate. Which are they? The first one is the recall. The candidates need to recall the facts, principles, or formulae or laws related to the core subject. Let's take an example of one question from the earlier year paper. The match the figures of cut bricks in group 1 with their terms in group 2. Now see, this particular question is related to the first year of graduation. So this is the kind of question, these are the kind of questions which are of type recall type. You must able to recall the data learned in your graduation years. If not possible to recall, at least just simple logic here, just go and check which are the correct matching figures. Now see, this Q1, this Q figure, it shows the half bat, and whereas this S shows the 3/4 bat. So if we have to match the figures, let's say Q is matching with the 3 and S is matching with the 4. So Q3 and S4, the only option among the 4 given option is option A, Q3 and S4. So even if you don't, if you are not able to recall what is the nomenclature for this particular brick bat or for this brick bat, this kind of approach, by at least the pairs for the Q and S, the only option suitable here is option A, will help to find out the correct option. So these are the type of question which are asked of the type which will test the recall ability of a candidate. The next is comprehension. You have to analyze and you have to come to a conclusion from the given problem in the GATE exam. For example, if you take the question from the GATE 2021, the question was, from the images P, Q and R given below, select the corresponding land use categories according to Alonso's bid rent theory. Now, what is the bid rent theory? The bid rent theory says, as you go along from the central business district, that is CBD, the rent price will go on decreasing. Why the rent price will go on decreasing? Because those resident, if they are commuting towards central business district, they will expend more kind of money in the traveling. So more or less, if the living cost at near the CBD will be similar to those who are staying away from the CBD, because they will expend more kind of money in the traveling. So let's take an example here, that the last graph, it shows that if your distance of residents, it is much far away from the central business district, the rent price will be lower. So this is let's say kind of a general knowledge or general kind of a question, where if you consider in all the among 4 options, the only option suitable here is option D, where the R graph shows the residential. Similarly, for the if you consider the graph P, here what they have mentioned, a distance from central business district is lesser, whereas the rent price is higher. So generally the retail businesses, they are situated near to the central business district, so that it is equidistant. If it is a concentric kind of a planning, the retail spaces or retail businesses, they are situated near the central business district, but at the same time the rent price near the central business district will be much higher. So here the option D will be the correct suitable option. Whereas the remaining one, the manufacturing, it can be at equidistant from the central business district, because the workers who are staying in the residential area, they can come and work here, and the manufacturing unit, it is not required to be located near the central business district. It can be equidistant from the CBD as well as from the residential area. So here the correct suitable option for this question was answer D. So you have to analyze the data and all the four options, and you have to finally conclude to which is the suitable correct option for the question. The next ability to check is the application. That means you have to just do the calculation computation, and or by doing a logical by applying a logical reasoning, you have to find out the answer. So again, this is a question from the GATE 2021 paper. These are the two operators they have mentioned on numbers P and Q, and we have to just put the values instead of, like, if this is the signage which is representing subtraction, whereas this sign it represents the multiplication. You have to just put the values as per their actual meaning and find out the answer. So this was a question from the general aptitude section, but the similar kind of problems are generally asked in architecture and planning, whereas you have to just, if you remember the formula for that particular question, you have to just put the values and calculate the answer. So this is the third ability GATE exam generally check, which is application, and the last one is the analysis and synthesis. There must be some data, diagram or images given, and you have to analyze by doing the stepwise calculation. So let's take example 54th question from GATE 2021. In a housing project, 75% of the permissible FAR was utilized after constructing 4 8-story MIG towers with identical floor area 400 square meter. If 3 7-story LIG towers with identical floor area are built utilizing the remaining FAR, the floor area of each LIG tower will be how much square meter? Now this entire how we have done the calculation, we have already discussed this in the previous lecture while solving the GATE 2021 architecture and planning paper. So this is the fourth type of question which is based on the ability to check analysis and synthesis. So roughly the question paper or the section of architecture and planning will check these 4 abilities of a candidate who is appearing for the GATE exam. So the next step will be one must understand what is the structure of GATE question paper from this year onwards. There are few changes GATE organizing institute or GATE authority has done from this year onwards, as I said earlier. So if you go and look at the past year question paper till the year 2020, the structure of question paper was of such nature that the section 1, which is general aptitude section, consisting of multiple choice question, 10 questions. The first 5 questions, they were carrying 1 mark each. There will be negative marking of minus 1/3 for each wrong answer. The next remaining 5 questions were carrying 2 marks each. For each wrong answer, there will be negative marking, minus 2/3 mark will be subtracted from your actual GATE from your actual score. So total marks for the general aptitude section were 15 marks. The remaining section, that is section 2, was of architecture and planning, consisting of MCQs plus NAT. NAT stands for numerical answer type question. So here first 25 question 1 to 25, they were of 1 mark each, similar like the earlier general aptitude, minus 1/3 for each wrong answer. So they were MCQs carrying so total 25 marks. The remaining 30 questions from question 26 to 55, they were divided into MCQ plus numerical answer type question. So for MCQ, there was a negative marking for 2/3. For the numerical answer type question, there was no negative marking. So total this section, these 30 questions, they were consisting of 60 marks. So total marks, if you just add this figure, the total will be 100 marks. So this was the structure till the year 2020. So if you overall analyze, if you go and calculate, the total marks for questions carrying 1 mark each will be this 25 plus 5, 30, and 2 marks question, they were the total weightage for 2 marks question for the 35 number of questions was 70 marks. So this weightage, it defines that there are more weightage, or if you have to just crack the GATE exam, these 1 mark question are not sufficient. You have to at the same time, this 70 marks are also equally important to score beyond the cutoff level. So if you think what will be the ideal time distribution, looking at this structure of the earlier structure of GATE architecture and planning paper, total 30 number of questions carrying 1 mark each, they must be solved within a time of 30 to 40 minutes, because the entire duration of this GATE exam is 3 hours, that is 180 minutes. So one should not one should not spend more than 30 to 40 minutes for 1 mark question. Whereas this 35 number of question and few of these question, 35 number of question carrying 2 mark each, few question there of NAT type, numerical answer type, which will need more time than the MCQs. So around 140 to 150 minutes one should give for solving the 2 marks question, including the numerical answer type question. In the year 2021, the structure was little bit changed. What was the change? The section 1 general aptitude section was as it is. Question 1 to 5 1 mark each, 6 to 10 2 marks each. The negative marking same as the previous year. In this section 2, they have introduced a new type of question, that is MSQ, multiple select question. So again, till the question 25th of this section 2, it was same like the earlier year. 1 marks question, 25 marks, 25 question carrying 1 mark each, minus 1/3 negative marking for each question. Question 26 to 36, earlier see, they have directly from question 26 to 55 onwards, they were like, if you go and look at this question paper, most of the, I think 9 to 10 question, they were for the match the pair question, the remaining for the MCQs, and the last questions around 9 to 10 question, they were of numerical answer type question. Here these 11 question, they were of 2 mark each, and they were of MCQ nature. So more or less we can say the MCQs were reduced, the number of questions of MCQ nature were reduced in the year 2021, and they have introduced a new type of question, that is MSQ, which is multiple select question. So these 7 questions from question 37 to 43, they were carrying 2 marks each, and they were of nature, as I said, multiple select question. Here one can say the negative marking was restricted here. There was no negative marking for multiple select question, but at the same time achieving the full marks, that is 2 marks, was difficult task, because if let's say there are 4 options given, A, B, C, D, and if the answer from these among 2 options, the correct answer is option A and option C, then the candidate needs to select both the option. There is no partial marking. If you select only the option A, you will not get 2 marks. So for getting full marks, full 2 marks in that particular question, one must select both the suitable option. If there are more than 2 options correct, you have to select all the 3 options. So this is the kind of new question type they have introduced from the year 2021. The remaining question, the remaining 12 question from question 44 to 55, they were numerical answer type. Here again there is no negative marking, but at the same time, to achieve the full marks, your answer should be in the range. Then only you can you will get the full 2 marks for that particular question. So here again, if you simply add, this total will be 100 marks. The only change they have done in the year 2021 was the multiple select question. So as I said in the first slide, or in first few minutes of this lecture, that achieving the cutoff level marks in GATE 2021 was the easy task. We have already discussed the 2021 question paper also. So if you go and see the general aptitude section, achieving 5 marks in this total 15 marks was the easy task. 5 questions of general aptitude section were very easy to solve. Now roughly say the questions which were related to the earlier year papers, let's say you have achieved 10 marks in the question 1 to 25 in the core section of architecture and planning, then 10 marks in the MCQs carrying 2 marks each, again only 5 marks for the multiple select question, and 10 marks in the numerical answer type question. The addition of these marks will be 40 marks. So roughly scoring the cutoff level marks in GATE 2021 was the easy task. Achieving these marks in those question in was the easier one for the candidate who have correct approach and who have done the thorough study of all the topics and have done the multiple revisions of the past year question papers. So in the in upcoming year, that is in this from this year onwards, 2022 onwards, they have little bit changed the question paper pattern. What is the change pattern here? We will discuss. The general aptitude section, it is as it is, 10 questions, first 5 questions carrying 1 mark each, the remaining 5 questions carry 2 mark each. So total marks here for the general aptitude section will be 15 marks. The section A will be common for architecture and planning students. So section A will consist of MCQ question, multiple select question, and a numerical answer type question. Now what is the division further here? First 18 questions will carry 1 mark each, again minus 1/3 for each wrong answer. So total marks here will be 18 marks for first 18 question. Question 19 to 39 will carry 2 mark each. Now these 21 question, they will be either MCQ, multiple select question, or numerical answer type. So the topic mentioned in the section A of the syllabus, they are common and they are compulsory for both architecture and planning students. So total marks for this section, section A, will be 60 marks here. Now, what is the change they have done from this year onwards? You have to select any one section out of the section, out of the 2 sections. That is, these are. This is the option given for the candidate who is appearing based on his graduation field. Now your final score or your final rank will be independent of the section you have selected while appearing for this GATE exam, and this section you have to select at the actual time of the exam. And it is not compulsory that the architecture student cannot select the planning section, or the planning students cannot select the architecture section. Let's say vice versa. You can check the question, and in both the section, if I think we are not sure about whether they are whether you will be able to see the question or not, but I think they will allow the students to check both the section and then decide the student which section they have to appear or they are ready to appear. So I received one comment from Praveen Upadhyay. He's saying that जो B1 एंड B2 का ऑनलाइन एग्जाम में से दोनों में से कोई एक सिलेक्ट करना होगा क्या? Yes, you have to select any one option, any one section from these 2 given section, architecture or planning. So what will be the division of marks here? The question 40 to 46 will carry 1 mark each. It will be of MCQ nature, and minus 1/3 negative marking for the wrong answer. The remaining 9 question 47 to 55 will carry 2 mark each. They will be either MCQ and numerical answer type, or MCQ and numerical answer type question. So the total here will be 25 marks. So the optional section which you will select at the actual time of exam will carry a weightage of 25 marks. Now again, if you see at the what is the weightage for 1 mark and what is the weightage for 2 mark question, in the year 2022 also the same weightage is there. 30 marks is for 1 mark question and 70 marks for the 2 mark question. So the ideal time distribution, like we discussed earlier also, it again remains the same. One should take 30 to 40 minutes for 30 question carrying 1 mark each, and 140 to 150 minutes are available for solving the 35 number of question carrying the 2 mark each. So step 4 in achieving the cutoff level will be the strategy and time management one require for the actual day of GATE exam. How to solve the GATE question paper, what should be the strategy, and how to manage the time, that is the 3 hours duration for the actual day. How you should utilize the total time of the exam for solving the question. So as I said earlier, that here 30 marks they are for 1 mark question, and 70 mark are for the 2 mark question. Again, this table we have discussed just right now, that 30 to 40 minutes one should spend for solving the 1 mark question, and 140 to 150 minutes the remaining time for solving the 2 mark question. Now the ideal sequence, looking at the structure of the question paper of GATE Architecture and 2022, which we have just discussed right now, what should be the ideal sequence? First, it is my opinion, it is my analysis, looking at the change pattern of the question paper, that as soon as you will start your exam, the very first section will be the general aptitude section. So first 5 number of question in the general aptitude section will be of 1 mark each. So one should solve the those 5 questions. Generally they are easy to solve. So this should be your first attempt, or the first step while solving the GATE architecture and exam paper. What is the next step? You should solve the 18 number of question in the architecture and planning section. Right now, in short, what I'm trying to say, first you should utilize your 30 to 40 minutes for solving the 1 mark question, because it will take lesser time to select the answer from the selected from the given 4 option. These are multiple choice question. So at the beginning only, this 30 to 40 minutes time is very precious. It will build up your confidence. If you follow the sequence which is as per the question paper, like if you solve the first 5 question of general aptitude carrying 1 mark, and then you will solve the 2 mark question in the same general aptitude section, it may happen that few of the question carrying 2 marks in the general aptitude section may be difficult, you are not able to solve. So you will carry forward that that thing, that even after even while solving the architecture and planning, you will again that idea will be stuck in your idea that I have to solve this general aptitude section. I was not able to solve that particular question. So my advice will be, first you should attempt the easy question, so that it will take lesser time to attempt or to find out the correct suitable option among the 4 given option of the MCQ question carrying 1 mark each. So first you should solve the 5 number of question in the general aptitude section carrying 1 mark, then 18 number of question carrying 1 mark from the section A, architecture and planning. After that, looking at the change pattern of GATE architecture and planning 2022, right now what you have to do after solving this, or after going through this 23 questions carrying 1 mark each, just go through quickly go through the 16 number of question from both B1 and B2 section. Right now it is my prediction that GATE exam will allow the candidate to go through both the section and then decide which section he needs to he has to attempt. The very first thing they have cleared that the rank or the GATE score will not have any relevance with the section B you have selected for the actual time of exam. There won't be any relation for your final GATE score. So my advice will be, if you follow or if you go on solving the question as per the GATE paper as available in the actual GATE exam, you will not get a time to look at the question in this both section, and you will not get that much sufficient time to select which section you are going to attempt. If you are thinking that I am an architecture student and I will not solve the I won't be able to solve the planning section, and vice versa, I think it should not be the criteria for that. One should see that which is the section which is easy to solve according to his or her own ability, and From that you should decide which is the section you are going to attempt. So my advice will be, after going through 1 mark question, this 23 question, you just quickly go through the 16 number of question in the section B1 and B2 and decide which is the section you are going to attempt in those two sections. Then the next thing you should do is solve the 7 number of question in that section B, which is carrying 1 mark each. So right now what you have done, this 23 plus 7, that means 30 questions of MCQ nature, which will require lesser time than the other 2 marks question you have attempted at the very beginning. So more or less it will help you to boost your confidence if you will find that yes, some of the data I have already learned and some of the data I have already read in the previous year question paper or in the syllabus of GATE Architecture and Planning. You will be easily able to solve the 1 mark question of MCQ nature. So my advice will be, you should first try to attempt the 1 mark MCQ question in the entire paper. So these 30 question will take not more than should not take more than 30 to 40 minutes as per the ideal time distribution. The reason behind is that one will require more time to solve the numerical answer type question, or to select the suitable option in the MSQ type multiple select question, and the remaining question. So the other advice will be, whenever I am appearing for competitive exam, I always used to keep a note of how many total marks I have achieved till that question, and for which I am very sure about. So one should keep a note of total marks achieved for the answers you are sure about. Just like, I used to scribble in the group of 5 that I have till now I am very sure about that this 5 question I have attempted. And I'm very sure about this answer. So this is a practice which I am following, and I will advise you that you should also follow this practice, because it will help you at the end that yes, I have achieved this much score, and I am sure about these many questions. And if you are not sure about few answers, you can try to avoid just marking, just answering those questions in order to avoid the negative marking. For the rest of the question paper, after solving these 30 MCQs carrying 1 mark each, then you should attempt the MCQ of the general aptitude section, which are carrying 2 marks each. So that means question 6 to 10, these 5 number of questions will carry 2 marks in the general aptitude section. So after solving this 30 question, this should be the next choice for solving the question. And the remaining question right now, till now you have solved 30 plus 5, 35 question. The remaining 30 question right now will be totally of 2 marks from your core architecture and planning. So these questions one must solve in the order of MCQ, then multiple select question, and the numerical answer type question. Why this order? This MCQ and multiple select question, again they will take lesser time compared to the numerical answer type question, and you will get sufficient time to solve the numerical answer type question at the end. So let's say if this MCQ and MSQ question, further if this take let's say other 30 to 40 minutes, you will easily get sufficient time for solving this numerical answer type question. Let's say you will get an hour or more than that for solving this numerical answer type question. So in short, this should be the I think the strategy, or this should be the ideal sequence for solving the GATE Architecture and Planning 2022. First attempt the 1 mark MCQ question from the general aptitude, then 1 mark MCQ from the common section Architecture and Planning, then 1 mark MCQ in section B. At this time in between you have to select which is the section you are going to attempt from the optional section. Then you should attempt 2 mark MCQ question from the general aptitude, then 2 mark MCQ from the common architecture and planning, then 2 mark MCQ again from the common, and then at the end 2 mark numerical answer type from section A as well as section B. So this should be the if one is going to adopt this kind of a strategy, you will be able to actually manage your time. Maybe it happens that few question you will mark for review, and at the end again you can you can solve this question by if you can recall the facts, you can recall the formula, or if you didn't get enough time in the earlier attempt, you can again attempt the question which are marked for the review. So the last step here will be there are few data, there are few formulae, there are few facts related to the syllabus or related to the topics mentioned in GATE syllabus, for which the only strategy should be revise, memorize, and revise. One can also say that this data must be by heart to you, this data must be on your tip, so that it is easy to solve this MCQ and MSQ question as well as the numerical answer type question. If you remember the facts, if you remember the formula, how to solve it, if you remember the conversion factor, we have already discussed in the preparation strategy or while solving the GATE 2021 question paper. So this is the last step. We are going to discuss about a few data or few topics in the GATE syllabus, for which the only option for which my advice will be, you should do multiple revisions of this data, and you should memorize the facts, you should memorize the formula, memorize the conversion factor related to that. So let's take a from part A, which is common part. This picture is showing the index of set 2, which is right now based on the GATE syllabus, latest GATE syllabus. So instead of showing the GATE syllabus from the GATE brochure, I'm just showing you this index of set 2, Architects Guidebook for Competitive Exam set 2, and in those in these particular section, I'm just going to tell about which is the data you should do multiple practice, for which you multiple revision is required per section. So in for part A, which is a common part in section 1, architecture planning and design, just go through the basic terms and commands related to various softwares. They're already given, let's say in GATE 2019 or 18, the simple question related to the dview command in AutoCAD is related to. So this kind of question, or let's say command in GIS or other softwares, is also being asked in the question paper. So just go through the basic terms and commands related to the softwares. Just do the revisions of what is the minimum space standards, like what is the minimum area of a habitable room, what is the minimum width of a staircase in residential, in educational, institutional, like that. So just go through minimum space standards multiple times. The formulae or the conversion factors for the numerical answer type questions, in those sections, please by heart this formula or conversion factor for the numerical answer type question. In section 2, which is for the construction and management, the formulae or the numerical answer type questions related to CPM and PERT, please do the multiple revisions of this numerical answer type question. Just by heart the formula, just understand how it is solved in the set 1 for the solved question papers, and understand these numericals, so that you can apply the formula, you can put the values in the question paper and derive the answer. The next important thing is just go through the Architects Act 1972, understand what are the functions, when the Council of Architecture was established, which are the different sections mentioned while establishing the Council of Architecture, etc. Then tools and techniques used for disaster resistant structures. Please go through these topics which I'm mentioning right now, and just memorize the things and do the multiple revisions. Then ecology and related definitions. Most important thing, latest development and conferences related to the sustainable development. Please go through the newspapers, or just keep a note of the news related to the sustainable development, which are the development happening in India related to this sustainable development, which are the policies which are which are promoting the sustainable development, etc. Then which are the manifestations for climate responsive design? All these things, they are available in the set 2, but one needs to do multiple revisions so that it will be easy to answer by taking a lesser time at the actual time of exam. Okay, section 4 is on urban design, landscape and conservation, which are the important topics for which you need to by heart the data. Is concepts, theories of urban design, the designer, respective designer, and what are the examples of those theories. Just prepare your own notes like we have already discussed in the preparation strategy. Then which are the important public spaces, their respective architectural period, and who is the designer for those public spaces. Do keep of a note of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India. Right now, latest news about the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in India, that right now in India total we have 40 sites which are UNESCO declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site. So the recent addition was the Ramappa Temple in Telangana and the Dholavira site in Gujarat. So please keep note of this latest development for this respective section. Then landscape gardens, their types, the common name of trees, their botanical name, what is the use of that particular tree, what is the family of that particular tree, etc. So in landscape design, please keep note of all these things. Please by heart or please do the multiple revisions of this data. Then numerical answer type question related to housing and building bylaws. We have already discussed this in a separate lecture. So these numerical answer type question based on housing and building bylaws, they are very easy to solve. Just tabulate the information, use the formula, do the correct conversion, and derive the answer in this. So do multiple revisions for this numerical answer type question in housing and building bylaws. The next section is section 5, planning process. Which are the important topics in that? The concepts, theories of urban planning, planner and example. We have already discussed in the previous section. Please keep note of the respective theories and their planners. Just go briefly make a note of which are the important highlights for that particular theory in these notes. Then URDPFI guideline, go through what are the standards related to the physical, social, infrastructure, traffic and transport related terms and appendices. So if you go through URDPFI guideline, you will get to know about what is the minimum required for housing for a let's say for a population of 5,000. One nursery school is required, then a primary school is required for how much population, secondary school, a college, and like that. So what is the requirement, what is the average requirement of a water supply, water requirement per head, per capita, all these things you will get to know in the URDPFI guidelines. So it is already mentioned in this set 2. So just highlight this information, just go through this information multiple times as what I'm saying in the previous section also. The section 6, which is housing, in these particular section, please keep a note of current government schemes related to housing and what are the standards specified in them. Let's say right now the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, this is the scheme related to housing which is going on. So just go through the website or just go through the PDFs available on the internet related to this PMAY scheme. What are the features, what is the minimum requirement, which are the sub schemes of this PMAY scheme, and the related data. Please keep note of all these things in the housing section. Then numerical answer type question related to housing and the density problem. Do the multiple practice for this. Just keep a note of the related formula in one of the separate section in your notes. Then definition and formula and numerical answer type question related to the valuation and sinking fund. They generally, if you go through the solved question paper, you will analyze that the numerical answer type question based on the sinking fund and the valuation, They are very easy to solve. Just you need to do is put the values in the formula and derive the answer. So do the practice of this numerical answer type question in the valuation related to the valuation and sinking fund. The last section, I think, from the common section, section A is services and infrastructure. In those section, in this particular section, section 7, in services and infrastructure, please make a note of various equipments and their use in plumbing, firefighting, sewage management, building operation, safety and security. Which are the multiple equipments which are used in these different services, in these different building services. You must have at least a rough knowledge about this is the instrument which is used in particularly in what kind of a services in the building operation. Then one should have a rough knowledge about water supply and sewage disposal, like the entire process right from the source till the disposal. Let's say in the water supply, the process from starting from the intake of water from the water source till the actual your tap water supply in your individual household. Please go through the process, which are the different equipments used in this supply system. Then which are the different water purification techniques, the methods used for the water purification in the building services. Similar for the sewage disposal, from your household, how the sewage is transferred till the final disposal. So please have a basic knowledge about this topic in your notes, or do the multiple revisions. Then the definition or nomenclature or illustrations related to traffic and transport planning. In the traffic and transport planning section, let's say the various definition like camber, median, rotary, then grade separators, various grade separators, etc. Related to the traffic and transport planning. Please keep note, please highlight this information, the various definition related to the definition and nomenclature related to the traffic and transport planning. Then part B1, right now we are going to start for the optional section. So in architecture, the section B1 1.1, which is on history and contemporary architecture. In this, which are the important topics one should memorize or one should do multiple revisions, is the color theory. If you solve the earlier year question paper, you will get to know that there are various questions related to the color theory. The related definition and illustration have been asked in earlier years. So please go through the color theory, by heart the definition related to that. Then there are various historical monuments, their architecture style and the respective architect. One must know about, and this data must be by heart to the candidate who is appearing for GATE Architecture and Planning. Then Pritzker Award winning architects and their work. Generally, the question related to the architect and their work generally consists of the award winning architects in this section. So please go through their works, and if you talk about the Indian architects, the renowned India architects like post-independence, please go through this their work and the respective architect in this section. Then the other important section, the architect, the book written by them, and which are the famous slogans or which are the famous quote suggested by that architect. One must have a thorough understanding for this part. Section B 1.2, building construction and structural system. In this particular section, you should know the basic components of different part of building construction. Let's say from the foundation, then floor, wall, roof, and the openings. So the questions related to these, the various nomenclature for this particular part of building are being asked. So just have a basic knowledge or of this different part of a building construction for this section, building construction and structural system. The next one is building material, which are the basic building material, their properties, their chemical formula, and what are the specification used in the building construction. The next list which is important is construction equipment and their respective use. For which purpose these construction equipment are used in building construction? One should have a list of these equipment for the gate architecture and planning. Then if you talk, I have to talk about the theory of structures. The formula for calculating shear force, bending moment under different loading condition for the beam. Again, if you see the solved question paper, you will find that many of the time the question based on this formula have been asked. So just by heart the formula for various loading condition, what will be the shear force under that loading condition, what will be the maximum shear force, location, what will be the maximum bending moment for this numerical answer type question. The next section is B1.3, building services and sustainability. I think a few of the part we have already discussed in the common section, section A. But in this section, building services and sustainability, section B1.3, the definition related to the thermal, visual and acoustic comfort, and as well as the formula related to the numerical answer type question. If you go and solve the solved question paper, you will get to know that there are some numerical answer type question asked in this thermal comfort section, similarly for the visual comfort and as well as the acoustical comfort. So please note down the formula for these under three different topics: thermal, visual and acoustic comfort. Understand and just by heart the definition. Please keep a note of which are the different units for those particular definition. Understand their interdependence, interrelation with each other for the GATE exam. Then basics of various green building system. What is the minimum criteria for certifying a building as a green building? Then which are the different building system which are currently being used in India or let's say in other countries, which are the different certification given by this building rating system. Just prepare your own notes, or you will readily get the data in this set 2 for this particular topic. Then which are the appliances or fixtures used in water supply, sewage and electrification? We have already discussed this in the previous section. Just make a list that in the water supply connection or in the sewage disposal, which are the different, let's say for example fixtures, or let's say which are different traps which are used in case of a sewage disposal. Similarly for the electrification, what is MCB, which are the different fixtures used in the electric supply, how the electricity is supplied from the source till your household. Just you will get the information on internet also. Have a basic understanding of these related topic. The next thing important in this section is numerical answer type question related to the rainwater harvesting. Again, similar to the earlier one, these numerical answer type question are also easy to solve. Just you need to put the values in the formula and derive the answer. So do the multiple revisions related to the numerical answer type question related to rainwater harvesting. Now we are going to discuss about part B2, that is planning, section B2.1, regional and settlement planning. Which are the important topics one should have a clear understanding is the type and hierarchy of plans. Let's say regional plan, perspective plan, action plan, local area plan, and what is the specific period mentioned for those plan as per the URDPFI guideline. Please do the multiple revision and just by heart this respective definition as well as the their plan period. Then national 5-year plans, their goals, achievements and scheme. Till the Modi government came into the power, earlier there were planning commission who were planning for the 5-year plan period. Right now this planning commission have been replaced by Niti Aayog, and since I think 2012, this 2012 or 14, I'm not sure about the particular year, but this Niti Aayog have been replaced, sorry, the planning commission have been replaced by Niti Aayog, and right now we don't have this national 5-year plans. But from the after the independence, which are the different 5-year plans, and what are the goals? What were the goals at that time said for those 5-year plans? What are the achievements? Which are the different schemes which were undertaken at that time? Have a note of this data in your notes. Then the housing policies, which are the previous housing policies before the PMAY, let's say Rajiv Awas Yojana, Indira Awas Yojana, and the earlier one which were undertaken by the previous government. Please have a list of these housing policies, their objectives, and their period of implementation. What were the features for these housing policy? Have notes related to this data in your notes. Then what are the minimum standards for housing and community facilities? We have already discussed while discussing the URDPFI guideline. Please keep note of these standards required for housing and community facilities. Then in section B 2.2 planning technique and management, you should have an understanding related to what are the applications of GIS and remote sensing, and which are the components. Let's say, for example, you will require data collection hardwares, then the softwares to process the data, then what are the outputs, how to display the outputs, and the related information for the GIS and remote sensing section. Then numerical answer type question related to the aerial photography. Again, these questions, these numerical answer type question are easy to solve, carrying 2 marks each. So just go through the numerical answer type question of the previous year and try to solve the question by putting your own values, so that you will have a good practice for the numerical answer type question for this particular topic. The next important thing in this particular section is the local self-governance and the Panchayat Raj system. What are the provisions in the constitution related to these terms, local self-governance and the Panchayat Raj system. Then Land Acquisition, Resettlement and Rehabilitation Act, LARR Act, the recently amended in 2013. Just go through this section multiple times. It is already there in the set 2. So do the just go through what are the provisions in the LRR Act, what are the highlights of this act, what are the modification or the amendments in this latest LRR Act. Then, as I said, the latest development or latest news related to GIS and remote sensing. Many of the times ISRO is launching satellites in this particular sector of GIS and remote sensing. Or let's say which the satellites which are going to helpful for the urban planning or urban development sector. So please keep note of these current updates by going through the newspapers or by going through the news available on the various websites. This section B 2.3, I think this is the last section, which is infrastructure planning in section B2. So in this section, particular section, we have already discussed that the hierarchy of roads, geometry, design of intersection, the basic nomenclature, their illustration, you should have a good understanding of this topic. Just go through the travel demand forecasting model. It is available in the set 2, or you can search it on the internet also, which are the different terms related to this travel demand forecasting model. You should have a good understanding. Then which are the types of transportation which are available right now in India? Let's say MRTS, LRTS, BRTS, etc. What are the provisions? Which modes of transport are actually considered in MRTS, LRTS or BRTS respectively. So overall, this 5-step approach will definitely help the candidate to easily reach up to the cutoff level in GATE architecture and planning. One can, again look at the lecture and just keep a note of this 5-step approach for your actual GATE exam, so that you can easily reach till the cutoff level. I think if you go through these topics and if you have a good understanding, if you can do the multiple revision, memorize this data, according to me, reaching up to the cutoff level or going beyond that will not be a difficult task for the candidate who is appearing for this exam. So As I said earlier at the beginning that we are going to here discuss about, or we are going to listen about a very inspirational story for those who are appearing for GATE architecture and planning. This story is of Ankit Kothari, who is right now manager at Axis Bank Limited. So why his story is inspirational, I will just give you a brief information before we are going to interact, or we are going to get to know about his success story. I will just share basic information about Ankit. Ankit has done his BTech in civil engineering in 2016 from Bangalore. And in the year 2016, I think through email or through Facebook group by the name of our Architects Guidebook, Ankit came in contact with me, and Ankit asked me that, sir, I'm a civil graduate student, and can I appear in the architecture and planning GATE exam? My reaction was, I was not sure whether should I advise him to appear or not, because being a civil graduate student, I thought it will be a difficult task for him to appear in the GATE architecture and planning. But he had done the multiple revisions of the salt question paper at that time. The set 2 was not available. I suggested him few other reading material which we have already discussed in the preparation strategy. And Ankit appeared for GATE architecture and planning question paper, the GATE architecture and planning 2017. And when the results came, just Ankit informed me that he has secured All India rank of 61 in that exam. So I was simply surprised that being a student of a different graduation field, he appeared for GATE architecture and planning and secured such a good rank in the GATE exam was simply amazing tasks. Then he applied for the MTech courses for various IITs, and he secured his admission for MTech in Geoinformatics and Resources Engineering at IIT Mumbai. And he completed his MTech in the year 2019, and he got the placement at Axis Bank Limited as business system analyst, where he is working right now as a manager. So in a way, I thought that while preparing this lecture, I thought I should share his this story, so that it will be very inspirational, and definitely it will be a booster for the students, not only for the architecture and planning student, but for the civil student also. So let's say in next few minutes we are going to listen to him, like how he prepared, and why he selected the GATE architecture and planning paper for appearing the GATE exam. So let's listen to him, and we'll get to know about his story. So over to you, Ankit.
Hey, hi. Hello, everyone. I am Ankit here. I hail from Bhilai, Chhattisgarh. I completed my bachelor's in civil engineering from Bangalore in 2016 and then attempted GATE in architecture and planning in 2017. When I had started with my preparation way back in June 2016, I had decided to take up civil engineering as my stream for preparation. But as I proceeded ahead, and it was around September end that I had actually opted for GATE architecture and planning stream while filling up the application form. So, what was the reason for picking up this stream? So, one of the reasons was like around that time, planning sector was actually picking up and various initiatives and projects were being taken by government of India. And one of the key initiatives was smart cities mission being implemented in various cities across the country. And also there are various programs that are being offered by the prestigious institutions of the country. The one that I can remember are the Masters of City Planning being offered by IIT Kharagpur and MURP, Masters of Urban and Rural Planning being offered by IIT Roorkee. So I wanted to make into one of these two programs. As we all know, there are very limited learning resources available for GATE architecture and planning stream. So when I had started with my preparation and was browsing the web, I came across the book that was being offered by Swapnil sir. And believe me, it's a very well compiled book of all the previous year questions of GATE and their answers. If you sincerely follow that book, you'll find a connect and the pattern of the questions that are being repeated or similar kind of questions that can be reversed or may be drafted in some other manner. There are certain patterns like if you follow the match the following questions, architect versus building names, or architect versus the kind of or style of architecture, and book versus author names, and trees versus binomial nomenclature. So basically there's a particular trend, and if you make your own list and following similar pattern, you'll be able to cover most of the famous architects and their buildings and ancient architecture, modern architecture, all the details. So I think if you cover that much, it would be more than enough for your preparation. My All India rank was 61 and gate score was 684. Once the gate results were out, I had applied for MCP, Masters of City Planning at IIT Kharagpur, and Masters in Geoinformatics and Natural Resources, GNR, at IIT Bombay. So the admission to MCP program at IIT Kharagpur is direct without interviews, and the GNR at IIT Bombay at that time had interviews, but due to COVID, this time they had directly taken the candidates through GATE scores. Through the interviews, I was able to get into GNR program at IIT Bombay. To brief you more about this specialization, geoinformatics. So basically, it deals with the remote sensing and GIS applications to various sectors like agriculture, mining, water resources, etc. We had an interdisciplinary batch of 24 MTech students coming in from various disciplines like computer science, electrical, electronics, civil engineering, architecture, agriculture, mining, physics, etc. Believe me, it's a very well tailored program if you are looking into research in terms of space technology, satellite imagery, and they also have very well tie-ups with ISRO and NASA. Also, if you are targeting placements into very good firms into data analyst and data science kind of roles, then this is the program to be into. A lot of companies turn up at IIT Bombay for placements, and geoinformatics students get equal opportunities to compete with them during the placement activities for various kind of roles into data science, data analysis, software engineering kind of roles, geoinformatics domain roles. So never worry about your undergrad discipline. Even if you are from an architecture discipline or civil engineering discipline, agriculture discipline, mining discipline, physics discipline, never worry because once you are at IIT Bombay, you will be able to learn various courses and programs in today's data science, and you'll also get an opportunity to learn R, Python, and various programming languages through projects. So you'll be able to perform well in placements, and believe me, this department has recorded 100% placements since last many years, and you'll get into very good firms across the country. All the very best.
Thank you, Ankit, for sharing the preparation strategy you adopted at the time of preparing for this GATE architecture and planning, and simply sharing your success story or how you have achieved your such a good rank in GATE architecture and planning. At the end, I will say that one or two book is not sufficient. I will not say that you have achieved this only because of those solved question paper. The correct strategy you have adopted while preparing for the GATE architecture and planning exam. I remember you asked that whether I can appear or not. For the fellow student who are right now watching this lecture, I just wanted to clear that. there are institutes like IIT Roorkee, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Bombay, and the other IITs where you can take a admission as an architecture student, as a planning student, or as a civil student for various courses. But your eligibility for that course depend upon the criteria which have been already prescribed by them in their information brochure or as per their standard curriculum. So please go through those information brochure after clearing your GATE exam. Many of the time they will clearly give you the brief information related which are the graduation field eligible to enroll for this particular PG program, and which is the GATE question paper which is eligible to secure or which is acceptable for that PG program. So thank you so much, Ankit, once again. And at the end of this lecture, just from your story, this is the one inspirational quote by the inspirational speaker Shiv Khera, that your positive action combined with positive thinking results in success. So at the beginning, like I said, that just don't appear for GATE architecture and planning just to take an experience. If you are attempting for the first time, start appearing in the GATE exam from your first attempt, that you just not to you are not appearing in the GATE exam just to take an experience, but you have to cross the cutoff level and secure a good all India rank in that exam. The next inspirational quote is, without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. This quote is by Benjamin Franklin. So right now we are doing this lecture in October. You have November, December, and January, 3 months remaining. So put some extra efforts while preparing for this exam. Just to spend 6 to 7 hours daily by going through the previous year question papers, by doing the multiple revisions of the topics which I mentioned just right now in this lecture. So wish you all the best, and take care of yourself. Thank you so much.